The Early Universe by Aniah and Santhi.
I think it's
The Big Bang. The Early Universe by Aniah and Santhi. Okay. This is the Big Bang. It's not very big. A few seconds after the Big Bang, protons, neutrons, and electrons formed. In the next 300,000 years, atoms formed. In a bunch of time, expanding, cooling, and the pulling of gravity in the next 500 million years, stars formed. In the next 1 billion years, planets formed.
the first planet is Mercury, then Venus, then Earth, then Mars, then Jupiter, then Saturn, then Uranus, and then Neptune. And another way to remember that is my very energetic mom just served us nachos.
Then the gravity began to pull the nebulas together, other nebulas together. Then gravity began to pull hydrogen atoms together. When two hydrogen atoms squeeze together, they make helium. During this process, the star makes a lot of heat and the star starts to glow yellow. The star burned for a long time until it ran out of hydrogen. Then it started to pull in helium atoms in sets of 3 and make them 6 times larger than they were before. Also, while doing that, it makes a lot of radiation and makes the star glow red. Now it's called a red giant.
The red giant.
Eventually, the red giant will run out of fuel and most of the carbon atoms will drift away from the center. As they drift away, they will start to form a planetary nebula. Dwarf wasn't radiating from nuclear reactions, but the gravity is still holding it together. Now it's called a white dwarf. Soon, what's left of the star eventually burns out. All that is left is a black dwarf, which is surrounded by the remaining of carbon atoms. Now I'm going to show you how the planets formed. After a star dies, the parts around it start to form a planetary nebula. In this stage, the atoms and parts get closer and closer together. Soon they get so close together, they form a planet. That is how we got our 8 planets. The end.
Made with Doodlecast Pro.